Now, as we've mentioned, advanced polling has opened across much of Canada today. Registered voters can cast an early ballot between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. from now until the end of Monday. CBC's Jamie Strachan joins us now from a polling station in Toronto. So, Jamie, these advanced polls are taking place on a holiday across this country. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, it's a holiday, Good Friday. You can see the weather not ideal, but we're at a polling station in Midtown Toronto in the St. Paul's riding. And I can tell you, Natasha, we've been here for about an hour and a half, and it has been a steady stream of people coming on this holiday to cast their vote. Inside, there's a large gym, and it's absolutely packed. People saying they're waiting 45 minutes. One gentleman just came out who had waited for an hour and said, you know what, I'm not going to do this today. I'm going to come back maybe tomorrow or maybe on election day. So a lot of people choosing to come out and cast their vote today. Elections Canada maybe, not possibly prepared for the number of people that were going to come out and vote today. But we spoke to a number of voters who kind of described what the situation was like in there and why they decided to come out and vote today.
I think the advanced polls gives us an opportunity to get that pressure off of us. I'm very nervous about, on election day having a fever, and so the first opportunity I can to relieve myself of the burden of voting, I feel more comfortable.
I'm very motivated to vote this time because it's important, more important than it's ever been to vote.
I'm saying that my wife has been in there in line for a half an hour waiting to vote. It's packed. It's just packed. This is the first day. It's going to be an enormous turnout.
There were 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and all of them there's long lines.
Well, it's very busy in there, and I was super pleased to see that it was such a big turnout. So it's long wait in the lines.
I mean, I've never really done it before. There's actually a lot of people in there. It's busier than I expected, but yeah, it's good to see that so many people came out to vote. It's an important election.
And that's the sentiment you're hearing from a lot of voters, Natasha. Every election, people probably say, this is a different election, a special election. There's, important to vote. But I think in talking to voters out here, and again, I've spoken to maybe, a few dozen voters at one Midtown Toronto polling station, but there is a feeling that this election is different, that casting your vote is important in this election. And like you've seen, a lot of people coming out on this Good Friday, on a holiday, choosing to get their vote done out of the way early. Advanced polls open today, tomorrow, Sunday and Monday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. across the country. Natasha?
Nice to see people so motivated. CBC's Jamie Strachan in Toronto. Thank you, Jamie. And to find out how exactly this all works, let's turn to our resident expert, CBC's Mark Harkesall, who's in studio right now.
Resident expert? Do I get an upgrade for that?
You get to answer some questions. So, Mark, what do people need to know?
As you said, Natasha, you've got 10 days now to make up your mind, but many people out there have already. We even saw it yesterday out there speaking to voters. A lot of people have decided which way they're going, and they're making themselves present at the polls already. Certainly, polls across the country open up at 9 o'clock a.m. Local time, and they will close at 9 p.m. local time, and you have until Monday to register your advance vote. And from what we're hearing around the country, these advance polls are absolutely jammed. There are lineups of an hour or more at many places. Now, let's keep in mind, it is day one. It's also a stat holiday, so everyone's free today. No one's got to go to work. Now, generally, Elections Canada says that during advance polling, the best times to vote are before 10 a.m., which only gives you about an hour lead time until it gets busy, but then after 4 p.m. So you've got about 5 hours after work if you want to go and vote. But regarding how busy it is today, Natasha, you spoke earlier in the show to Dugald Maudsley, a spokesperson with Elections Canada, who addressed that, yes, things are pretty busy at the polls today.
Great for democracy, and we're hearing the same thing, that it's busy across the country. There's high interest across the country, I should say, and it's busy in a number of the polls. And in those places, the returning officers are bringing in recruits to try to, deal with any bottlenecks that are there.
Now, here's the thing. He talked at the end there about recruits. CBC News across country has been speaking to people at some of the polls. And here's one lady in Ottawa who said, recruits? What recruits? Listen in.
How that was inside? Is there enough people, employees?
No, there are not enough people. And they said that they weren't calling any more polling workers because they didn't expect a lot of people to come. but they counted, and then while we were standing in line, there was about 100 people waiting. And that was first thing in the morning.
Oh, I vote all the time, and I've never had to wait for very long, normally. This is going to be an hour, apparently.
So that station in Ottawa may be a one-off, but clearly that mandate of extra workers coming in is not being carried out everywhere. If you do plan to vote in advance polls today, it'll stop being so busy, according to Elections Canada officials, within the next couple hours or so. It's just like voting in person the day of. You need to bring your ID. Your voter card has all your ID in terms of where you have to do it. It's good to bring along with you just in case anyway. Elections Canada officials actually say in total so far, 130,000 ballots have already been cast. That's not counting what's already been cast today, but in previous special balloting, there was efforts to have students on campuses across the country vote between April 13th and 16th. So a lot of votes have been registered already. Much more to come, seemingly, by what we're seeing at the advance polls today. And then, of course, you got the big election day on the 28th, if you haven't made up your mind yet.
Okay, CBC's Mark Harpsall. Thank you.
Thank you.